Good morning. In keeping with yesterday's theme and all the rain that we have had of late, I have been reflecting a little bit on a passage from the prophet Joel. In Joel, the second chapter, 21 through 24, Joel says, "Do not fear, O soil. Be glad and rejoice, for the Lord has done great things. Do not fear, you animals of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness are green. The tree bears its fruit, the fig tree and vine give their full yield. O children of Zion, be glad and rejoice in the Lord your God, for he has given the early rain for your vindication. He has poured down for you abundant rain, the early and the later rain as before. The threshing floors shall be full of grain, the vats shall overflow with wine and oil." That's a beautiful picture. We might think of the people of Israel hearing Joel prophesy this and being so thankful for all of those blessings. But in fact, Joel is speaking this during the time of a great famine. Locusts have come through and eaten everything. And so the soil is somewhat in fear, perhaps, because it is not producing. And the animals of the field are in fear somewhat because most of the things that they would eat and the growing things that they might have eaten have been taken away by the locust. And the people of Zion, the children of Zion, rather than being glad and rejoicing, they may be afraid and fearful. What's going to happen to us? And yet the prophet Joel says God is at work. Even when you cannot tell, God is at work. God is at work. And again, the fields will be green. The rains will come down. The locusts will be gone. And the soil will yield its abundance. The lands and the animals of the field will be happy again and confident. And you, children of Zion, indeed can be glad and rejoice. And that means you can be glad and rejoice now. Now, I don't think this means that things are always going to get better, and if we're going through a difficult time, just wait a while and God will make things even better lately. That's a great recipe for absolutely wishing our lives away. It's a way for us to focus more on the things that are going wrong than the things that are right. And what I think we should do, as I mentioned yesterday, is notice the wonderful blessings that God gives to us. The blessing of the rain the last couple of days, which rather inconvenient when you get into and out of the car or come into the house or whatever, is also the rain that is going to be the rain that is going to yield the abundance in the fields in next spring when it is time for the growing season to begin again. The times that we go through that are difficult times are times also when God is blessing us right there and right then. Even in the midst of this pandemic, God is blessing us in many ways. What are the blessings that God has offered to you on this day? How are you blessed? And when you consider that, then hear this wonderful command, if you will, from the prophet Joel. O children of Zion, be glad and rejoice in the Lord your God. We do that because God is with us.